Jeremy Ellis here. I want to talk to you about the DOME technique for creating solutions that you can then test when you're problem solving. DOME stands for Data Overload Meditative Exercise. Here's the disclaimer. This technique has some issues that you need to be aware of from a safety point of view. You could get very tired. With the exercise, you have to be safe doing your exercise. In a nutshell, data overload meditative exercise. You very quickly, I try to stay under 2 hours, research and draw, ask people. I tend to Google. I open up about 10 pages, one after another in new tabs, and I search for keywords or if someone has solved the problem. I tend to do this about 5 times, each time looking for new keywords and seeing if you know there's a great solution out there. I tend to find solutions, but they're too complex, and I'm done after about 2 hours. My brain's dead. So the second step is to do some sort of meditative exercise. Well, for me, it's go for a walk or a run. I prefer the run, and you're trying to run in an area where you're not seeing a bunch of signs, no major distractions, preferably something you're used to. And basically, go for a run. Try to get into that zone. I can normally get some kind of a solution up in a 20-minute run. So a little background. I've taught physics and computer programming. I've got 10,000 hours trying to come up with creative solutions. With computer programming, there's lots of technology out there, lots of people working with it, with great ideas, very complex ideas, but my job is to make it simple enough that the high school students can understand it. And then to use what they have to create their own stuff. Have you ever been really upset about something horrendous happened and it interrupts your sleep? You wake up thinking about it. It's with you all day long. With the DOME technique, I wanted to kind of control that situation and reduce the time frame. Now the second step of DOME is, have you ever been doing a sport where you get in the zone and normally you're quite tired but you feel really good? Time seems to slow down. You're in control of what's happening and what you're thinking. So I tried to put these two things together with the DOME technique. So I found if I worked for a long time on something quite intensely, that I would get solutions often in the morning when I woke up, but sometimes if I was working too much on it, I'd get a solution at 3 in the morning, and that's just not healthy. I'd have to get up and test it. And so I wanted to reduce that time frame. Now with DOME technique, in about 2 hours, I'm in information overload. And if I do some exercise, I'm sure some people can do yoga, but if I do some exercise, I can get into a solution-making mode. Now I'm sure some people can do that with meditation, but if I try just meditating, I'm thinking about all kinds of things. I'm just not able to do it after researching a problem. Whereas if I go for a run, I can concentrate on one individual thing, and I seem to get the solutions a lot. I've seen lots of problem-solving techniques, several steps that you do to solve a problem. The hardest part for me is a possible solution, and it's also the most exciting part. When you come up with a solution, it's like, great, I wonder if this works. And then you get to the computer, and the nice thing with computer programming is you can actually test it out. With a lot of life's problems, you have to wait years, or it's a one-time shot to see if it works. But with computer programming, you can test out tons of solutions. Just working in JavaScript, you might try 20 different things before you get something right. So all these ideas for problem solving come down to you need a solution, and then you need to be able to test it out. And so that's why I was quite interested in when was I best at coming up with solutions. And it seemed to be either early in the morning when I'm sleeping, or in the middle of a run, or a long walk. But what messed those things up were signs where I'm reading them. So very difficult in a busy city for me to do that. Someone who's talking to you, anything verbal seems to suck your ability to think of your own thing that you're working on. And so that's some of the issues with the DOME technique, is how to get into a meditative exercise situation where you can meditate. And very dangerous, or in a city environment, or running on your own is not that safe these days. So in conclusion, this technique's probably not for everybody. You may even want to check with your doctor whether it's healthy for you. But this is the way I've been solving computer issues for many years. And basically you collect as much data as you can, and then right away you try to get a little bit tired, and then meditate and see what comes to you. Walking's great, running works for me. I'm sure there are tons of other sports and situations, treadmill. I like to have that moving scenery in front of me, no signs, and hopefully this is successful to someone, and have a really good day.